Okay, this is a little bit of my ongoing satires on political correctness. This is a little bit of my personal satire in reply to a posting I found online that was spouting the politically correct atheism. So maybe this is the way it all happened. God lit the fuse, but miscalculated the size of the Big Bang and blew himself up. This proves conclusively that God really was a man, because only a man would do something that stupid. Of course, the reason God made this miscalculation was because his daughter was bitching and nagging at him all morning that her left boob was bigger than her right boob, and he could not convince her that that is completely normal while carrying out the unbelievably complex calculations needed to successfully accomplish a universal Big Bang. I guess that makes me nothing but a godless, nagging bitch. Since the church is the bride of Christ, that makes me his daughter, the bitch. Cool. I always liked being the bitch from hell. People kept telling me to go to hell. So I tried, but the devil kicked me right back out because I was too much of a bitch. I guess that only leaves one other option. Y'all is just gonna have to put up with me for all of eternity. Get used to it, or go to hell. Rolling on the floor, laughing, an explicit part of my body off. Love, the godless, nagging bitch from hell. Now, if you are at least smiling, or tend more towards rolling on the floor laughing with me, then good for you. If you find yourself offended by this, then you might want to rethink political correctness. And since there is sufficient time left, I'm going to read off one more of my replies to an online posting I saw. And because someone requested wanting to hear some of these things in my own voice. Okay, cool. This was in reply to a posting talking about the nuclear testing here in New Mexico and it having caused radioactive, extra hot green chilies. On the fallout from nuclear testing in New Mexico, I had to roll on the floor laughing at glow-in-the-dark, extra hot chilies from radioactive fallout. But on a more serious note, the typical trade winds would have carried the radioactive fallout over Texas and the Bible Belt. This would, of course, cause subtle genetic changes or mutations that would be passed on to successive generations. That would explain a great many things. People used to be proud to be from Texas. The childish bullying of the Republican Party. As memory serves me, the Republicans played the same role in the Great Depression era that the Democrats are attempting to now, using public works projects to put people to work and stimulate the economy. Also look at the number of unpopular wars and policing actions in the post-World War II baby boomers era, often presumed to have been perpetrated by Bible Belt politicians. Texas, the primary recipient of the fallout, never used to be a prison state with the highest per capita of people behind bars and executions in the nation. I think those running for public office should undergo independent psychological evaluations and the results be made public. Even the 9/11 attacks have been perceived to have been caused, or possibly just provoked, by Bible Belt politicians to justify an unpopular war in which significant quantities of weapons of mass destruction were never found. My own personal loss of my home and nearly my life, and change of residence to New Mexico, which I should note was planned for a number of years before this all happened, could easily fall under the definition of war refugee. The Ku Klux Klan prominently posted a formal declaration of war, including Geneva Convention stuff, as they invaded Oregon and Washington states. I guess they saw full legalization coming in Washington state and wanted their cut of the money. On a side note, my problems with the GLBT commodity brokers escalated to phenomenal proportions when I was made to fully understand that I could save my home from being foreclosed on if I had sex with the correct, very wealthy gay men. I am not, have never been, nor ever will be, a gay man, a prostitute, or a drug addict. I was born a native Swedish, and the correct term would be Sami or Laplanders, two-spirit. People have been looking for a chemical explanation for people such as the Reverend Dr. Don Woody. The occurrences of people in her graduating class who became Southern Baptist preachers, which would be a mechanism of denial, only to later come out as members of the GLBT community, is statistically improbable. Dawn herself has since fully transitioned into a rather wonderful woman after her second doctorate in theology, and now successfully operates an outreach program for transgenders. This would also explain why Southern Baptist men need encouragement from the preacher, a few sips of moonshine, and a dark room to procreate with Southern women. Yeah, okay. Does anyone have a more reasonable explanation? This could easily be confirmed or denied by conducting economically practical genetic testing of pre- and post-World War II individuals within well-documented family lineages. Suitable sequencing has probably already been done and would simply need to be recompared for genetic mutations instead of evidence of crime. In conclusion, Texans, go home. New Mexico simply does not have the financial resources from vast oil reserves that Texas does, and cannot afford to keep you housed in our prisons. Thank you.